It's advisory, and James is sitting at his desk. He's busy writing in his agenda about his schedule. In the background of his planning, he hears some commotion of two girls named Ava and Vanessa chatting about something.
She is so ugly. The midget's always looking into her books and never talks. I just want to give her a push, don't you?
Yeah, she is pretty annoying, and always looks super innocent. She never did anything to us, but how could you not hate her? Also, you mentioned something about a push. You mean that we should take this matter into our own hands?
Well, yeah. I mean, nobody would really care, because nobody talks to her anyways. I'm pretty sure the teachers don't care either because they never seem to call on her in class. If we met up with her in a place without cameras in the school, we could definitely teach her a lesson.
We should do it at break, in a hangout spot. Nobody can see it, and there are no cameras.
Perfect.
Who could they be talking about? Whatever. I doubt they'd actually do anything in the school. I mean, there are cameras everywhere, right? But if they did do something, whatever. I'll just complete my agenda for today. Now, let's see. Darn it. I couldn't finish my agenda in time. Well, it's okay, since I can just complete it at lunch. What's my next class?
James peers over to his schedule in his locker, and he has math next. He glances at the two girls and notices them yanking something out of their locker in a hurry.
What could they be grabbing? It doesn't look like a book. Is that a weapon of some sort? For the girl they were talking about? Wait, no. Snap out of it, James. Of course, they can't bring any weapon to school, because they would be caught already. Now, what were they holding?
The two girls run off, into the sea of students. The bell rings. James brushes it off, and runs to his next class. After leaving the social studies classroom, James dashes to his locker to grab his lunch. He reluctantly peers over at Vanessa.
I hope they're not planning anything. Look, why do I even care? Although, I am a little curious.
I've got the spoiled milk. It sat in my locker for months. Do you have the shot put ball covered with thumbtacks?
What did she say?
James swiftly turned his head around to Vanessa, who was holding a small carton of spoiled milk, and Ava, who had just grabbed a metal shot put bowl covered in small thumbtacks. Vanessa noticed James staring at her, and immediately shoved both objects back into Ava's locker, who gave her a confused look. Vanessa ran towards James, and put her arm around his shoulder, smiled, and walked to the hallway towards the girls' bathroom. She peered inside the bathroom, making sure nobody was inside, and then started talking.
Hey, why were you glaring at me, bud? You don't happen to know about our plan, do you?
I was just looking in your direction. I didn't mean to, look at you.
You liar. I saw you looking right into my eyes, at my milk carton, and then at Ava. You overheard our plan at advisory, didn't you? You seem to be glancing at us a little bit, and you sit close to us in advisory.
Oh God, they know that I was eavesdropping on their conversation. I can't say anything, I'm shaking so much.
Listen, kid, if you dare tell anyone about our plan, me and Ava will include you in our little session too. If you think that you're stronger than us, let me remind you that we have a shot put ball with spikes on it. Unless you want a face full of holes, let me remind you again, don't say a word. Got it?
Ava was glaring at James, until she chimed in.
Yeah, you right. If you say anything to anyone, then we'll spread rumors about you bullying us.
Alright, I won't say anything.
James ran off. Vanessa tried to grab his shirt, in order to make him stop, but she gave up. The girls walked away in the other direction. While James was running back to his locker, he thought to himself,
I've got a plan. I can't let these girls do what they want, and I'll expose them for this so that if they tried to make up rumors about me, nobody would believe them. In order to do that, I've gotta.
As James was doing his monologue, he slammed into his locker, because he wasn't looking at where he was going.
Yuch. I should really look at where I'm going.
He quickly gathered his necessary supplies along with a tuna sandwich, and rushed to lunch.
So they mentioned that they were going to do it at break? Perfect, because after eating my lunch, I'll be riled up.
James sat down, and scarfed the sandwich down his throat. He chatted a little bit with his friends, and then prepared for the confrontation.
Should I call a teacher? Or should I take matters into my own hands?
Mrs. Bloomsbury overheard James mumbling to himself, and walked up to him.
What's wrong? I overheard you mumbling about telling a teacher something. Is this a serious matter?
Oh, I have a perfect idea.
James then told Mrs. Bloomsbury everything, and instructed her to act according to his plan. Otherwise, he would get bullied and the conflict would never resolve.
What a fantastic idea. I'll call a few more teachers to help. Will that be an issue?
Nope, that's actually perfect. Thank you, Mrs. Bloomsbury.
You're very much welcome.
After getting his plan ready, James rushed outside, and gave a thumbs up to Mrs. Bloomsbury. She nodded in reply. James continues to run to Ava and Vanessa's hangout spot. His eyes widened when he got there.
Ha! You stupid little kid. You're so short that I can't even see you.
And what's that on your face? Let me get that for you.
Vanessa then slapped Amelia, who fell to the floor. She was about to pour the spoiled milk onto Amelia's head, but then James interfered.
What do you think you're doing?
Amelia glanced at James, and her eyes widened.
Oh, you again? Well, whatever, we'll teach you a lesson with this thumbtack shot put ball.
James swallowed his fear, and proceeded to stomp up to Vanessa, and knock the milk carton out of her hand.
Oh, so you wanna play that game, huh? Let's see what you'll do when your face is full of holes.
Mrs. Bloomsbury and two other teachers rushed to the scene. The rest of the class went to see what the commotion was.
Here's where the exposing comes into play.
What do you think you're about to do to Amelia?
The three teachers cornered the bullies. They were speechless, and horrified at everyone glaring at them.
We were just talking to Amelia. Right, Amelia?
She turned and glared at Amelia, waiting for a response. But Amelia had something else up her sleeve.
You were talking to me about how ugly and short I am, right?
That's enough talking. Now come with us to the principal's office.
The girls reluctantly trudged with the teachers, and James peered at Amelia.
Good job there.
Amelia smiled.
Thanks for standing up for me. I'm not so strong, so I was getting progressively worried that they would hurt me.
She slapped you. Let's go to the nurse's office, okay?
Okay.
The
Man, I
last
really
scene
like
we
beans,
see
and did
is
you
the
know
two
that I like
students
to watch
walking in the
anime
hallway to the
yesterday?
nurse's office, while talking.